How you doing, guys? This is Withernut Productions here, and this is going to be my first review for this channel, at least. And if you guys know, I had a previous channel where I did reviews, but this is going to be my first review for this channel. I'm going to be reviewing Doors the Underground. Now, as you can see on video right now, I'm actually playing Doors Underground. Underworld. Why am I saying Underground? Whatever. So when originally I first saw this game, I was like, oh, maybe I wouldn't be able to do it because apparently my PC was chugging, but no, it's just me dealing with rendering in the background, so if the footage seems a bit sluggish, just sorry about that. I have to work out my rendering system after this video, but of course I want to get this done. Now, the entire time the game has audio, and there's great voice acting. I mean, it's great narration. It fits the vibe, and it adds to this great sense of, like, creep, and it's just top notch. I suggest you guys purchase and play the game yourself just for that, because it's really good at that part right now. And they're completely narrated the entire time of this footage. This is just the first 8 minutes of the game I recorded, just so I could not really spoil the game for you, but to give you a little taste of it. It's really well done. Now, if I'm correct, this is the 3rd chapter in the Doorway series, and I've played the first chapter, and I think at the time of this, the 4th chapter is out, and I haven't played that. I might consider go back, play 2, and then play 4. But you play as Agent Thomas Foster. You are pretty much the main character in this story. You go in and you use psychic powers, and you investigate the minds of killers, pretty much. Psychos, that sort of thing. And they talk about this early on just to get you a good heading. And you have to track them down and either send them to hell, arrest them, or ask them to stop. And you won't see any of that on this one because it ruins the core of the game. You really need to get in, immersed into it, and get the feel of it. And I mean, overall, when you first get in, you're looking for a German neurosurgeon who is doing inhumane things with 2 of your other agents who went missing. Like, not with them, but they went missing trying to investigate him. And although you don't know the names, and they assume missing, they're most likely dead. And this does correlate with, as it states in it, it goes with the German government, which is correct, hopefully, at this point. Well, not really correct, but as in, it's stated in that. And honestly, the vibe that you get in the sound, just with the sound effects and the creation, just it matches the eerie environment, the darkness. You never know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to be around the next corner at all. And it adds this great vibe. But overall, I mean, when you get later into the game, you just see some of the repetition in it. I mean, it's good, but I mean, if you can continue to support that with new horror, I don't know, like something that will scare you, some big scare that'll change it, so it allows you to keep the gamer immersed in the game itself, so that you can actually go ahead and continue on with the main story and the narrative and progress. And I mean, the first quote-unquote puzzle, if you want to call it, is you retrieving a key, and there's a letter underneath which speaks in detail and that sort of thing, and it's you talking yourself, narrating, as if you're writing these letters to yourself, or you're speaking to yourself, which is directly correlating with the player and the actions that he does. So if you walk past a room, and I mean, at this bit right here, I was freaked out because it was just so eerie, and it fit really well with the gameplay and story. And to get back on my point, the puzzles, as far as I can see, are, I mean, they're good. I mean, there's no real flaws in them. I mean, they just need to have, well, no real flaws, but no negativity out of it. They just need to have a bit more variation instead of the standard, like, key or map or that sort of thing. I mean, it needs to have a bit more interactivity other than the ambiance of the game pulling the player deeper and deeper. And it can be frustrating. I understand that when you play the game, it can be very frustrating. I was a little bit frustrated going towards it, but the dreary and dark environment with the sounds that it creates, like you can hear whispering in the background, it freaks you out. And then how the 3D like audio, if you turn, you can hear a girl crying. In one of the rooms that I went in this footage, there was a girl crying, and I thought the audio was coming from the bed, but I wasn't 100% sure, and it was just so freaky. But I mean, if this game had Oculus Rift support, I mean, oh my god, it would be fantastic. I don't know if it does because I don't own an Oculus Rift, but what I've played, it's just really good. The jump scares, I don't want to really spoil for you, but there's some really nice ones in this. I mean, the game, it's hard to re-envision a horror genre. After the excessive Amnesia, The Dark Descent, and PewDiePie pretty much affecting this market of horror because everyone was like, oh my god, look at this, we need to make a copy of the game because people played it and because of this guy, other things. I mean, the horror genre is pretty filled up right now, and I mean, it's going to be that way for a while because you can't re-envision horror unless you re-envision how you perceive horror. As this is visual and audio, I mean, if you can perceive horror in any other way just by, like, mental horror, as in, you're disgusted by it in your mind that way. But it is a good game, and I would insist that you guys just go ahead and take a look at it and play it. It is really, really good. I personally have sunk in on my laptop a good 12 hours on this game. I mean, yeah, about 12 hours probably. There's probably a timer I can check or something like that, or a record, but it's worthwhile. It's a good experience. The visual concepts of the game are really, really good. The little flickering of the lights, just the ambiance, the sounds, just you don't know where it's going to come from. You don't know if someone's going to jump out and bite you in the ass or something like that. It's good. And there's aspects of where you need to remember certain things, like where a door is, where the key is to that door, how to solve this puzzle. But it's not super straining, which is sometimes what you'll see in other horror games. Like, say, Amnesia had its puzzle system where you had to go pull down signs or open barrels to find the key. I mean, those kind of things were stressful, where this isn't necessarily as stressful, and you get to focus on more of the game and going through the maze and through everything. And the game's plot is developed, I'd say, pretty well, but not 100%. It could use some work, and I haven't played Chapter 4 that may have improved on this. But I hope you guys take a look at this game, and I hope you enjoyed this footage and me reviewing this game. Honestly, I have to give this game a 3.5, 3.75 out of 5. I mean, there's some work, there's some aspects that need to be fixed, but other than that, I really didn't have any issues with it, and I felt that it was a great experience. It brings in the character, works on its narrative, and it speaks really well. Other than that, I hope you guys have a good day. Peace.